you're saying is so phenomenal. You're mature beyond your years in being able to recognize what really has been missing, the connection. We've been missing the mark. And so I think this is, I'm hoping this just takes off and goes as far as it can possibly go.
Well, that's one of the really remarkable things I think about Respect Club. When I first came to it, I suppose on some level I knew a bunch of this stuff, but not really. And then it kind of is very eye-opening. Just no one ever sits down and tells you in it, okay, this is what makes you happy, this is how you should handle people, this is what makes you a good person. But when you actually have to sit down and communicate with people in the way that you're encouraged to in Respect Club, you kind of come to these conclusions on your own. And it's wonderful because they're so true.
Yeah, I was aware of everything, but I wasn't involved. And I think that's how most people are, is they're aware of it, but they're just like, oh, I don't have to do this, so why should I?
And maybe there's some undercurrents of fear. You know, we talked about that a little bit earlier. Why people do what they do could just basically be a survival mechanism. It's how people have learned to survive.
People are also very afraid of being different or being pushed out of a group, being isolated.
And what's sad is that you think, oh no, if they're your friends, they won't do that. But even best friends, even a group of really close people can unintentionally a lot of the time do that just because they sense this difference in someone in their clique or group or circle, and they think, okay, well, I can't really handle that right now. I'm not at that point in my life, and maybe I never will be. So they just kind of push away, and it's sad, but it happens, and that's just part of life, I suppose.
What people don't realize is that they can move on and get friends that are better for them too after that. So,
yeah, there's a place for everyone, truly.
Now let me ask you this: if you see bullying or you see inappropriate behavior going on, is there like an intervention or?
We prefer, I'm trying to think of what the term is, prevention, not intervention, I believe is the term, yeah. Where basically, before something bad even begins, just try and set the stage, set the tone for something, okay, let's say you see a boy making fun of another boy across the hall, and this boy is pretty beefy and pretty tough and prone to fighting, and this kid's maybe not so much, but he's definitely got a smart mouth that has gotten him in trouble before. Let's say you're hanging out with a kid who's making fun of him, of this guy over here, and you're saying, okay, hey dude, chill, not a big deal, you don't know what's going on in his life, you don't know how he feels, don't just make fun of him because he can. So that's more of a prevention as opposed to getting in the middle of two people fighting later on.
Wow.
I was going to say it's very hard to intervene when there are situations where there's violence too.
Yeah, that's it can be bad, and that's just not even, you don't even want to go there. You want to grab an adult or an official of some sort to kind of break it up, because you never want to be between two fists, that aren't necessarily even directed at you.
So has this made a difference? Do you see this as making a big difference in Missoula Hellgate?
I think it potentially could make a bigger difference, but it's not widely known.
Not yet, though, or not yet, anyway. Yeah. It is beginning to reach a few more of the middle schools. It started in Big Sky High School, I believe, and it's slowly kind of spread out through the different communities.
I think it can potentially make a big impact.
Definitely. I feel like it should, just based on the impact it had on me personally, and I'm sure Ekoo would agree. Yeah, it feels like it should be a bigger thing. It feels bigger once you're a part of it.
How many are involved right now with the Respect Club?
Throughout all the schools?
Let's just use Hellgate.
Just Hellgate.
Well, I've been to a couple of meetings, but I've also been really busy. But when I was there was maybe 15, 20 kids.
Yeah, we saw.
It's usually a pretty small group.
Yeah, but then there are branch-offs in Hellgate, at least. There's GSA, Gay Straight Alliance, and that has a lot of members, and it's really fun.
It's very similar, too.
Yeah, and it's not actually yet recognized as an official club, which I'm not okay with, and we'll be working to change.
Yes.
But Yeah, like overall, there's about maybe 30 to 40 kids in the entire system in Hellgate, and that's pretty good.
There's also a lot of kids who are trained, but they're not part of Respect Club because they don't have the time, or they just...
Yeah, and the will is there. They just kind of have a lot on their plate, which, you know, high school.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about high school. Is high school as fun as people think it is? A lot of people say high school is the funnest years.
I think people who say that are destined to failure in a lot of ways. I feel that if the most fun you ever have in your life is when you don't, you know, you're not responsible for yourself, you're not living on your own, you're not out anywhere different than from where you've grown up. If that's what is like the funnest years of your life, then just go live in your parents' basement. I mean, that's because that's exactly what you want to go back to.
I think that you should have more, like, progressively more fun every day. So it is, I do enjoy high school, but it's,
fun.
For some people, it's too large of a workload for them.
Oh yeah, there's, I am taking journalism 1, and it is very homework heavy.
Yeah.
It's very tricky and different from what I'm used to.
Yeah, I'm taking 2 honors math, and they give you a lot of homework.
Yeah.
So it's hard, but I enjoy it.
Yeah, so from an academic standpoint, it's really fun. From a social standpoint, I'd say it's pretty fun. There's a little bit of like confusion, and people are still a little like flimsy about where they are in the freshman class, at least. Like you see the seniors walking around, like all prepared to just be out of there. So you're like, okay, yeah. But the younger set, we're all kind of like, about things still.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like there's a lot of hope. It sounds like this is going to be a wonderful thing, that it's going to be very far-reaching. Marielle Gallagher. Marielle Gallagher. And Ekoo, that's a very interesting, intriguing name.
It's short for Ekoo Tsimiskimaki. So.
Say that again.
Ekoo Tsimiskimaki. It's a Blackfeet name.
Absolutely beautiful. I really appreciate having both of you on today. Kind of hear from the other side. You hear from adults a lot, and you hear from teachers a lot, and we don't often get a chance to be able to meet our youth, our young leaders, face to face and have an up close and personal conversation. So thank you both for joining us today, and we're going to stay tuned. I think we're going to be hearing a lot more about in the future. So it looks like we're at the end of our program.
Yeah.
Thank you both so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, really. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good Medicine is your program. We hope you watch this and subsequent programs to stay informed about your health care. And we'd like to hear from you about how we're doing. Please direct any comments or suggestions you have to us. You can reach us at